memory for this type of thing. This was so unnecessary, and it smacks of ill-timed and ill-planned overreach. And unfortunately, I think people are going to remember it for a long time. It's great that it got rescinded so quickly. It seems like people across the political spectrum are trying to move on, as you guys mentioned. But I think it's going to take some time for investors, long-term investors, to have faith and comfort coming back into South Korea in any substantial way.
Yeah, but the thing that comes to my mind right now, David, top of mind, is really how integrated South Korea is and what an integral part it is to the chip supply chain with companies like SK Hynix, Samsung, LG Energy Solutions, when you're talking about EV batteries, when you're talking about chip manufacturing. And also, you know, their CapEx plans, something that Farzan Azam was alluding to, because of which they have a strong tie-up with a company like ASML in the Netherlands. You know, how does the supply chain really move around smoothly if South Korea, at the center of things, is disrupted?
Well, I don't think it's actually going to be disrupted. I'm just thinking from the perception of an institutional investor who has the choice to invest in that supply chain in South Korea or in Taiwan or in the US or in the Netherlands or in Europe or somewhere else around the world, may choose to position their portfolio such that they're exposed to stocks in those markets rather than South Korea, because they simply don't have to take the risk of some other political upset in South Korea. I think the South Korean economy is probably fine. I think the South Korean supply chain is probably fine. What worries me is the sentiment-driven stock market.
Okay, and by extension of that, what about the currency? Because the point that Farzan was making was about inflows and outflows, equipment coming inside of South Korea, export of goods going out, and, you know, the currency being volatile as it is right now could be a spanner in the works for the very short term.
I think for the very short term, I think that's something that will sort itself out. As you say, that's tied to very real commerce, very real trade, exports, imports, so on and so forth. What is a little bit more removed is the performance of stocks listed in their public markets, which really can move at the whim of international and domestic investors.
But those stocks would also come back quickly, no? If the dust settles on this, at least if people know that they're, like, already the martial law has been revoked. Now it's what does the future of President Yoon look like? So to that extent, isn't there a semblance of order coming back?
There is, but like I said, people will always remember this short-term blip, right? They'll see it on their charts, they'll remember it in their minds when they think back to South Korea. They'll think, why do I have to take the risk in that country when I can buy those same supply chains, those same similar economies somewhere else around the world? You're quite right. They reversed it quickly, and they should have. That's right. But they shouldn't have ever done it in the first place, especially if they were going to reverse it so quickly. It really smacks of something that was poorly planned and a bad overreach by the current government.